Two tremendous Christmas presents is something that you would get during Christmas at the very least. But enough about that. Here's the 2TC achievement done by using the Monarch of Storms and the Sky Shredder. We tried to do this a while back on Town Center, but I'm looking to do this or try this again, but on 3 mines round. It has numbers in it. That's my excuse for saying the incorrect name of the map. Get that 435 mines started. All I can say is I'm not looking forward to round 59. What does round 59 consist of? Camo leads. What's the only thing that we can use to pop them with at that point in the game? Pineapples. I am what they call a not big fan of Ace Microwave, but I will do my best for today. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that I can't do it. Just not that well. Okay? Now it's time to place down our ace, and we'll put you dab in the center here. We definitely will not be pierce capped. No way. We might be pierce capped. I would personally prefer to get the Monarch of Storms first, but because that is more expensive, we're just going to have to wing it and get ourselves Sky Shredder first before Monarch. But I would rather get the Monarch. Wait, what do you mean this thing had a different name to its upgrade? I don't remember that. Anyways, round 15. What is this thing that people say is called a superstorm? It chucks out superstorms. I mean, that's probably the most superstormy aspect about it, but it was never named Superstorm, right? Hope to be able to start this before anything else gets haywire. 18, 19, we have regrow yellows again. Hopefully we can start this at some point. Hopefully Ace Microwave might be required here. We can only start this after round 19. I was kind of hoping to do it before round 20 started, but that's just how the financial dice rolls. Anyways, explosive pineapple, because we need it for spy plane. Damage output I don't feel like has increased with 2 clicks of the button, but alas, we'll get hard thorns before anything gets out of control here. Going through one balloon is just not going to cut it. Purple balloons, not yet a threat. Only with our mini tornadoes and lightnings will they be a problem. You know what, we'll get Thorn Swarm as well. Don't really need Heart of Oak yet. We'll get that for round 61. Although if we could get the upgrades required in order to get this harvested for round 61 or before, we may not even need Heart of Oak. But I think we'll get it anyways. There we go, that's harvested. Now I would like to be able to get this up and running, but I don't think I'm going to have the funds to be able to do so with our current damage output. We need more damage output either with Heart of Thunder or going up with Rapid Fire and lots more darts and Fighter Plane and something else along the lines. You know what, we're just going to go with this. Let's ensure that regrow balloons are not a problem, okay? So think about it now, our thunder attacks will not be able to de-regrow zebras because they can't actually damage them. Although there are some damage interactions that do allow a decamo or a de-regrow to be able to interact with a certain kind of balloon even though they can't damage them. Namely, Shimmer from the Wizard Monkey can decamo purples, and what's the other thing I'm thinking of? Anyways, I keep forgetting these things. Oh yeah, Signal Flare is able to decamo black balloons despite the fact that they can't pop them. Yeah, thank you for doing it that time. What's better than normal fire? Rapid fire. Hopefully we'll get Fighter Plane for round 40. Get 39 done and dusted. As long as we get Fighter Plane, then we have a surefire way of being able to deal with the Moab. There we go. That's pretty good. Anti-Moab missiles. And if we need anything else, we'll probably get the Tornado up. This game just continues and continues to not like me. Hello, yellow balloon. Fine, we get Druid of Storm. And I hope that this is it before we need to go up to... well, I would like to click on this before we get any other upgrades. Did anyone ask for a leaf blower? No, well, you're getting one anyways. It's going to involve a druid and a bunch of wind that he can chuck out. Oh dear. Purples of the camo sort, although the only benefit about them being a camo purple is the fact that the druid's projectiles can't be blocked by them, because at the moment this druid cannot even target purple balloons. So there are some benefits as to a tower in particular not being able to interact with a certain kind of target, because their projectiles can't be blocked if they can't see them to attack them. Okay, we want to get this up and running if possible. Thank you. And there are lots of balloons here. Hopefully the fighter plane can get rid of all of these. Now, okay, round 48. Do I get Ball Lightning first or Operation Dartstorm? You know what, round 51, I'm thinking that we should actually go for Operation Dartstorm. And these rainbows are going to provide us with a lot of cash. So hopefully we can actually get through this round. Oh crap, that is a lot of balloons actually. This might require something that I do not like doing, and that is called Ace Micro. Although that is successful. Yeah, go with Dartstorm. We'll go with Dartstorm. And we don't have to worry about the regrow rainbows on this round, because they will at some point not be a regrow. Although I do have to face the fact that maybe this is not going to go well here. So that provides us with 37k, that rock. I'm hoping that with a little... This game continues and continues to despise me. Do you know why? Because I keep dying to a yellow balloon. Maybe I should have gotten Ball Lightning first before Operation Dartstorm. But then I feel like I'm going to shoot myself in the foot if I do that. Come on, please. Get through all of these. It's the ceramics part which is the most annoying. The other part of this round can be dealt with quite easily, but it's just trying to be able to get through all these targets and ensuring that the darts actually landed. Good, good. I like that. Can we deal with the rest of this? I don't want to lose this opportunity if I can avoid it. Okay, Ball Lightning is up, and all we need is 8k. So that when this is popped, then we can get the wonderful... Okay. It's not wonderful before Sky Shredder, but when you get Sky Shredder, it is wonderful. But you still got to be able to get to that point in the first place. So we should be able to easily deal with all of these camo ceramics, because now by getting Spy Plane, rather than... I've forgotten which update it was, but I think it's one of the late 40 updates where the Spy Plane's bonus camo damage has been changed from +2 or +1 to ×2. Double camo damage. You gotta see it to believe it. But it does make the mid-game, if this is your only camo popping tower at that given point in time, far easier to deal with. So we shouldn't have any more problems now throughout this run. If I am not mistaken, I believe that on 58, we can purchase the Sky Shredder. Now, by the time I think we're able to actually be able to proc this, I don't think we actually need to put any money into this, simply because of the fact that if we do trigger the 50k, then we are not required to pop it in order to get more money, because at that point in given time, another 10 rounds later, we'll get Monarch of Storms anyways. Although it might be handy, but actually it could be advantageous for our storms to be able to bounce off of this little rock. Anyways, Sky Shredder on round 58. Okay, now round 59. You gotta see it to believe it. Now, would Ninja Kiwi ever so dare to change the attack damage type of the darts from normal to sharp, or from normal to shatter? Would they do that? I mean, they changed the Flying Fortress's darts damage type to normal. All we've got left to do is change the Tsar Bomber's dart damage type to normal. But there was another attack in which it had normal damage type on, which was far more damage effective that it no longer has. Yeah, Ninja Kiwi likes to shift things around here and there when it comes to damage types. Did you know that there's something called Frigid? It can't pop either white or purple balloons. White is a bit more of a problem than purple, because purple doesn't spawn every round, but white has the chance of doing so on every single round past the early 20s. Actually, round 24, there's no chance of a white balloon pop coming off because of the odd one camo green and the rest of the balloons being not white anyways. So in comparison to my town center playthrough of this combination, this one, because of the map mechanics, has made it so that this 2TC is a lot more accessible, because I'm not trying to go through round 63 relying on pot luck when it comes to the Druid mechanics of how it's able to try and instantly kill a ceramic. If that's not the case, and it just leaves like thousands of balloons of trying to pierce through. I'll see how we get along by the time we reach round 80 and our monetary counts, because we could just be able to get through the 80s without needing to buy Monarch of Storms, and then we'll have the money to be able to get Monarch of Storms once this is procced. 75 done and dusted. The Sky Shredder definitely makes the mid-game very, very easy. Now 98 I'm a little bit concerned with, because are we going to be pierce capped with both towers? I hope not. And if so, I kind of wish I went with the bottom cross path of this particular combination with the Druid, just simply because I do not want to get to the stage where I don't have enough attack speed to chuck all of the different attacks I've got going now. My Thorns, my Heart of Thunder, my Little Tornadoes, my Ball of Lightnings, my Super Storms calls forth a relentless barrage of superstorms. I'm getting flashbacks as to like this upgrade having a different name. What was it called? I know it had like it's somewhere within this description of this tower, but I can't quite pinpoint it. Was it Relentless Storms? Or maybe Storms Blast? Or Supermassive Damage? No, that wouldn't be it. God, just can't pinpoint it. I did this around later, but we'll be able to get this upgrade for 90, so who cares? Now, what is really nice from round 81 onwards is that ceramics do not spawn multiple children balloons, which means that you are most likely not going to be pierce capped throughout the 80s when it comes to chucking balloons back, which is a very nice utility to have on board. A useful tower is not just about delivering damage, it's being able to provide support for your other towers, which is why in lots of CHIMPS runs, there isn't just lots of towers that deal damage, because at some point you are going to get overrun. But I don't get why some people, especially like true expert players, have like 50 different tier 2 or below glue gunners down, just when you can actually just buy one glue gunner that does the pierce that all of that does. But then again, it could just be down to positions on the track. Yeah, I look at tracks like Workshop, even like Geared, Tricky Tracks is another one. Definitely Ravine. I look at them thinking, how the bloody hell am I even supposed to even start on a map like that in CHIMPS? Starting 5 rounds ahead than an easy or a normal difficulty mode with only 650 cash. Like, how do people fathom out this sort of stuff? But then people will probably say to me like, well, Flay, you've done some really absurd 2TC combinations. Surely you'll want to talk about difficulty and all that. But I think it's down to the type of difficulty. Like, there are some combinations which will have you stuck in the early game, will have you stuck in the mid game, or could even have you stuck in the late game. Out of all those, I would rather just be stuck in the early game or the mid game, and the late game being particularly easy because I feel like victory is just in sight when it comes to a combination which is very easy to do in the late game. But when it comes to the early and mid game being quite difficult, I sort of know that there's kind of like a barrier that I need to overcome in order to actually get there. So think of like certain special population 2TC combinations. I'm thinking like, well, let's say Monarch of Storms and special populations. The biggest hurdle there is the 30s, the 40s, mainly the 50s. Having only your support Chinook be your only means of being able to deal camo damage throughout the mid game. That in itself is really challenging. Although for the 2TC community, I can understand why some people will probably say like, nah, that's nothing. You know what you did with Golden Justice and Adora on Spar Pits? Nah, that's nothing. Oh, what about Golden Justice and the big one? Nah, that's nothing. Like, do people not even see like a difficulty barrier anymore just because they become so good at the game that anything and everything that's chucked forward against them is just considered easy? I like to think, and this is personally on my own sort of perspective here, because I can only speak on behalf of myself, but I find that no matter how easy or hard I find something is, there's always going to be another person which will come along and I say that this scenario is easy, but then they may say, why do you say it's easy? It's stupidly difficult. Well, number one, I would never say that anything is outright easy, just as a plain description. I would say one combination is easy in comparison to another combination, but I like to think that there's no such thing as a combination which is free. Even the sort of easiest 2TC combinations out there like Glaive Lord and Mad, or the new most commonly done combination which is Monarch of Storms and Golden Justice, where some people have been able to do it on like advanced maps like Luminous Cove. It's like, even that as like a combination is just absolutely ridiculous, but let alone doing it on a stupidly difficult map like Luminous Cove. Yeah, I don't understand some people. I really do not. But I never say that anything is outright easy, because then that means that even the most inexperienced of players are able to just do it on their first attempt. And I don't see that as like being an easy thing to do. Okay, also, by the way, this bad whale is going to get absolutely obliterated. All I need for you to do is to chuck away the DDT there, and then even if you get anywhere close to the Monarch of Storms, you are going to be chucked away. So with this combination on this map, the only difficult part of this entire scenario was the early game and the mid game. Once you get through that scenario, and you're able to proc the rock that is up here, preferably before round 61, so we can handle with all of the regrowths. That's actually thematically pleasing to me, like ending on an exact amount, 93k. There isn't an upgrade which is worth exactly 93k, is there? Regardless of difficulty as well, like easy, medium, hard, impossible. Is there any upgrade which is exactly this amount? I don't think even like easy Sun Temple is worth that amount. Now that's got me wondering. Anything worth this exact amount? But I could have, but then again, I would have to place down the towers anyway. So anyways, that defeats the point of that scenario. So if you ever name one of your challenges as Sky Shredder, because of a certain combination of letters put together, it will automatically load the challenge as no name, because it has the words KYS next to each other, which the system thinks I'm saying something incredibly inappropriate. But all I'm doing is just putting the name of the tower in the challenge. But then again, anything is possible nowadays. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Please let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. And yeah, I keep saying that for some odd reason. 3 mines rounds make like a very horrible and difficult mid game, or the later parts of the mid game, 60s, 70s, and 80s. A bit more of a breeze because of what you can get out of a map. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. And we are nearly at the end of 2025. I wonder what the last video is going to be of the channel in 2025. I would like to at one point be able to get back to a video a day, but sometimes finding the challenge and then practicing that challenge and then just trying to execute it in practice, sometimes it's just a little bit too difficult. Like I tried a Supermines 2TC, and I just couldn't get anywhere on 90 with it. Then I had to make that video where I was just kind of burnt out, like the one with the Legend of the Night, the Apex, and the Supermines in the thumbnail. I think that's what the towers were that I featured in that thumbnail. But yeah, like I said earlier, I think some people are just too good for their own good for this community. Thank you all so much for watching. If you are ever in the store, you'd like to purchase anything for yourselves, like you want to get the new Frontier Legends DLC, what I might actually do is do a video where I showcase where to find all of the bosses in Frontier Legends, because some of them are far harder to find than others. I'm particularly looking at you, Blaster Populace, because I've seen one post on Reddit and I tried to follow what they were saying, but I could not find Blaster Populace for the life of me. But then it's like I had to go the other way, going down to the Infernal Cavern. I believe that's the name of the cave in which I need to go to in order to face Blaster Populace. But Phase is easy to find, the Dreadblown is easy to find, Vortex is easy to find, Blunarius is quite easy to find, Lich is very easy to find, you just go down the crypt. But if you want to purchase Frontier Legends for yourself, if you're on the fence about it, then before you make the purchase, please enter my creator code before purchasing. I get a tiny slice of a pie. But I say a tiny slice of a pie is better than no slice. Well, the second thing to do is support another content creator. So if you enter, let's say, CHIMPS, for example, then I would make a purchase, and then that bit of that contribution goes towards CHIMPS and his Moab Mauler needs. I'm kidding, by the way. I like the design of Moab Mauler. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everybody.